Hi, this is Billy RL Real Life. I'm coming to you to tell you about something new that's coming from the satanic regime of the United States government. Um, RFK Jr., aka Trash Can Man from Stephen King's film The Stand, has come out with this new idea of his wearable technology that will collect health data on you 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days out of a year. He says that within the next 5 years, he expects for all Americans to be wearing wearable technology either on their wrists or on their ankles. And he claims that it will track everything that happens to them throughout their day. And he claims it's going to be health related, which we all know that that's baloney. Um, you see, people, they're not able to convince people to go and get injected with a chip. People do not feel comfortable with doing that. Some people think, oh, that's kind of weird, or others are saying, no, I'm not going to do that. No, that's ridiculous. So they know they can't convince people to get injected. But if they can convince people to just wear the injection, what will happen is that the technology from the wearable will spread, will salutate into your skin. And we know this because we have a source, as you all know, and our source has told us before, years ago, that a lot of these police officers, they have the chip already in them, and that chip has spread from their holster where the chip initially was into um, their bodies. And at the time when our source told us this, we didn't believe our source. We're like, yeah, no, no, even though our source told us, we didn't believe it. And at the time, this was years ago, some years back, when we were just starting out as a team. And we got in contact with Professor Griffin. Professor Griffin said, yeah, that's right. Exactly what's going on. Exactly what's happening. And so that's what they're planning to do to all civilians. They want civilians to have wearable technology on their wrists or on their ankles, like an ankle monitor for the ankles, or one for the wrists. And you have to wear around the clock every day, all day. And inside of that wearable technology will be a chip that has the technology to change you, even though it's not inside of your body, but it has the technology to change you because the technology from within that chip will saturate into the inside of your body, changing your DNA and your mind. So it will be just like you have gotten injected with the microchip. It's just that you haven't literally got injected. And when we all heard that this was his plan, this was Trash Can Man, aka RFK Jr.'s plan, we said, who the hell does this kaleidoscope-eyed punk think he is? I mean, this idiot with this stupid voice. Number one, no one knows how in the hell his voice got like that. Who does he think that he is, where he thinks that he can just have people track as if we may be deer that are to be branded? And so we have all decided that the day that this comes out, that's the day then you will never hear from us again because we are leaving this matrix. That's it. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. That is it. Because when this technology does come out, and it's not if, it is when, because RFK Jr. wants this technology to come out, but you better believe he received the Antichrist's approval first. And who is the Antichrist? That's Trump. Trump gave his approval. Yes, yes, RFK Jr., get this done. We have to get this done now. So they had yes his approval. And so it's going to go through. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. And according to RFK Jr., you said within 5 years. Within not years, not in 5 years. So between now and 5 years from now, it could be next year, it could be 8 months from now to now in 5 years. And so when this comes out, it's a done deal for us because when this comes out, this is when you're going to have it in order to get groceries because groceries are going to be a part of healthcare with RFK Jr. He's already said that people who are on SNAP, they can't buy junk food because he's changing the health reform. Him and his Irish leprechaun, Dr. Oz, they're changing the health reform with groceries. So groceries will be a part of the healthcare reform. So if you want to get groceries, you're going to have your wearable. If you're going to, and because what they're going to do is if I say, well, let's not just use it just for healthcare, let's use this for everything. That would be just a better deal. And we all can just see Trump saying this now. It would be a better deal. It will be the best deal that ever came. It will be bigger than, and then this was going to be. And that's what's fun. And so when you go and you want to get money, you're going to have to use your wearable. When you want to buy something, you're going to have to use your wearable. It's not going to be in your credit cards. It's going to be the wearable. Everything is going to be the wearable to buy and or to sell. And again, they're doing this because they know no one wants to get injected with a chip because most of everyone finds that icky, but there's something creepy with that. They don't want to do that. But a wearable, okay, that's fine because they think, well, I can always take the wearable off, but they don't realize if you take the wearable off at any time, you will cease to function in society. They will not allow you to function in society. So you have to keep it on at all times. To pay your rent, your mortgage, you're going to have to do it through the wearable. Everything that you would have to do through the microchip, you will have to do through the wearable. And this is what they are trying to get to. And they're going to get to it. Before 2030, they're going to get to it. And they're also doing it so that the minute that something happens to you medically wise, that they will be alerted. They'll come and get you. They'll take you to the hospital and they'll kill you. It's called medical euthanasia. There was a person that we had talked to years ago, and she used to live in the DMV area, District, Maryland, Virginia area. It was her and her husband and their 18-year-old son. And so one day she went in the hospital while their son was at college. So her and her husband, was at the hospital, but she went into the hospital for an injury that had her staying for several days. And they kept doping her up and doping her up, and her husband cannot understand why are they doping her up like this. I don't understand what's going on. And so at one time they were damn near close to taking this woman out. And they did this while the husband was at work, but the son came home. The husband called his son and said, "Son, you got to get home. Your mother's and we're safe." So the son came home, and the son was at the hospital while the husband was at work. And so while the son was at the hospital with his mother, the mother was so doped up that they were just seconds away from killing her. And so the son, luckily, caught on right at the nick of time, and they reversed what they were doing to her, which was they were giving her drugs to kill her, to like they would give inmates the lethal injection if that's what they were doing to her. And when the son caught on right at the nick of time, the son said, "Hey, what are you all doing? Oh my God!" And so then the doctors and the nurses, they reversed it. And the next day, the son told us, the team, that's what I knew. And that's what my dad knew. We had to get out. We had to get her out of there. I had to get my mom out of there. He had to get just his wife out of there. And so the son and the father, they got together, and the next day they got her out of there. And the hospital was so upset that they got her out of there because they wanted to euthanize her, one, to take her organs, and two, to take her body parts because the body parts sales is big on the black market. But because the husband and the son got her out of there, they were unable to do so. And The husband and sons at the hospital staff were so visibly disappointed, and they were begging, "Please let her stay. Please let her stay. Well, it won't happen again." No, and from what the husband and son said, I mean, they had been doping her up for no reason from the beginning of her time coming to the hospital all the way up into that to the day before they decided to get her out of there for no reason at all. Her injury did not require that type of doping up. And that hospital today is called Shady Grove Hospital in Maryland. And we've heard from others who said, yes, that's a killer hospital. It is a very dangerous hospital to go to. Now, imagine that happening when everyone is wearing wearables. When you are wearing a wearable and you have a medical emergency and they say, oh, damn it, that's good. We got one. They come and they pick you up and you're thinking you're going to the hospital for your medical emergency. And really, when you get to the hospital, they're planning on euthanizing you. They were just waiting to get that alert that something happened to you medically so that they can take you to the hospital and medically euthanize you. And if you don't think that happens, think again, because it happens more often than you think all across America, to blacks and to whites, to everyone. Everyone who is vulnerable enough to have this to happen to them, it happens. This wearable device, this is how they're going to entrap a lot of people. This is how they're going to brand people. Because once you wear that wearable, again, the technology from the wearable, it will seep into you and it will change your DNA and will change your mind. And essentially, you will be branded. And you know what happens when you become branded? When the gods do return, they'll know exactly who to get because everyone who's branded are the ones that want to snatch or the one to annihilate, coal, if you will. And so we're telling everyone when this technology comes out, that's the time to check out because it's not going to and Trash Can Man RFK Jr. already said that it's going to be something that will be mandatory. It's going to be mandatory. It's not like you can say, oh, I don't want it. No, no. If you want to get groceries, you're going to get it. If you want to go work or pay your mortgage or your rent, you're going to go get it. You're going to have it. It's going to be a mandatory thing. And they're going to do this to slip away from cards, credit cards, IDs, to have it to be everything being digital, the digital wearable. And so for all of those, I know one subscriber says, well, when is the time when we're going to leave? When is the time that you think it should be time for us to leave? Well, that will be the time to leave when that comes out because once you get it, it is just like getting microchipped. And the microchip is nothing more than the mark of the beast. And it is a mark of the beast because a wearable technology device, that's AI. And we all know AI comes from Enki and Marduk, Satan and Lucifer. The microchip, had they decided to go forth with that, that would have been directly hooked up with AI. AI is something that comes from Enki and Marduk, Satan and Lucifer. So, i.e., the microchip they went forward with that would have been the mark of the beast because AI is their mark, is their creation. It is a creation of the beast. So you are wearing something that comes directly from the beast. But not just one beast, but two, Enki and Marduk, Lucifer and Satan. Well, the same thing with the wearable. Once you get that wearable, you are saying, Lucifer and Satan, hey, I'm on board. So it's basically like you are signing yourself over to them. And once you do that, there is no turning back from that because once that technology changes your DNA, it can't be unchanged. That's why they want to change people's DNA. They want to change people's DNA for two reasons. One, so that you will forever be locked to them. Them who? Enki, Marduk, Lucifer, and Satan. And two, so that once your DNA is changed, you can never get out of their clutches. For those who say, well, when I die, I'm going to escape the reincarnation trick, you will not be able to escape it if your DNA is changed. You will forever be in their clutches, forever. That's why they want to change people's DNA. And so once your DNA is changed, it can never be unchanged again. This is why this is not the thing to get. For those who love AI, good and fine, but don't get this, because this right here is permanent. And kinetoscope eyes, trash can man, RFK Jr., he knows it. He knows it. People think, this man is stupid. No, he's not. This man is very clever. He's a satanic clever. He's a earth stupid. He's a earthly dumb, but he is a satanic and Luciferian smart. He's clever. He knows exactly what he's doing. And so, people, this is coming. Be aware between now and 5 years from now. And if you count 2025, 26, 27, 28, 29, 2029 is the 5th year. So between now and 2029, so that by 2030, everybody's wearing a wearable, everybody's branded. We told you years ago that by 2030, their whole agenda is going to be done, and it will be. It's going to be done by 2030. But it doesn't have to be done with you being a part of it. When this comes out, you want to know when it's time to go? Watch and see here when this comes out. That's when it's time to go. It's time to go. Because, and I want to end with this, if you're thinking that you're going to be able to go out in the wild, and I'm going to go on grid, and I'm going to avoid all of this, they're going to get you off grid. You're not going to be able to go off grid and hide there. You are not going to hide anywhere because they will literally come and get you because they're going to say, this is our land. Well, no, I paid for this lot part land. No, you didn't pay for this part of land either because this part of land is on American soil and American soil belongs to us. You're not going to be able to go off grid anywhere. Well, I'll just go out buy a bunker and have it built on. You're still building a bunker on American land. Well, I'll just go overseas and escape that way. I'll go to one of these countries. What's happening here is eventually going to happen in these countries. No matter if these countries think so or not, it's going to happen there. People in these countries, like over there in Ireland, where we're fighting for our freedom. Oh, you're going to lose that fight. I'm sorry, I said you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it because it's going to be worldwide. So there will be nowhere to hide on this earth. So the best thing to do is, well, before I sit up there and bow down to Lucifer and Satan, it's time to go then. There's nothing else for us to do any further. We can't go forward any further. So it's time to bow out. So this is what we wanted to come and tell you about. This is why we continuously say you have to pay attention to the news because before we came on air, a few people had told us they had that, all of our team members do. But when we started talking to some people on the streets, they didn't even know that Kaleidoscope Eyes Trash Can Man, RFK Jr. was doing this. See, this is why you have to pay attention. If you do not have a TikTok account, get TikTok. This is why the government wants to get rid of TikTok, is because TikTok is bringing forth truth. You're not going to see on the news. You're not going to see in the mainstream media, but you want to hear it from people who work straight within the government. You're going to hear it from leakers and exposers. Get a TikTok account. You don't have to give your own information. Get fake information. Fake name, fake email address, create a fake email address, protonmail.com, and create it so you can stay in the loop, along with listening to us, the team, as well. But doing that as well so that you can stay tuned to what's happening, because I'm telling you, every single day they're making changes. They're making changes to crumble Americans and everything that America stood for. And lastly, I want to say before we end this video, this is why, if any of you all go and buy fireworks on 4th of July, you're an idiot. If any of you all go and buy fireworks on 4th of July, or if you are in the DMV area, I'm going to go down to the monument and celebrate 4th of July, you're an idiot. Why are you celebrating a country that is no longer a country anymore? We are no longer we're still a country, but we're no longer a land of the free, home of the brave. We are now a land of dictatorship. So what are you celebrating? 4th of July is supposed to mean freedom. We have no more freedoms. You have this idiot, this big-faced idiot who's thinking that he can go around and using the F-bomb as president, and he's telling Congress, you're not going on vacation until you pass the big, beautiful bill. That's what he's saying, all of this stupid stuff. You're not going anywhere to pass the big, beautiful bill. And this big, beautiful bill is going to hurt every single American who's not making six figures on a paycheck. So we're not free. You know, one quote I and the team we liked from the film centers was when Stack told his brother Smoke, you know, we was never going to be free. We've been running all around everywhere looking for freedom. We would never want to find it. And that's so true to today's world. We have never, well, we used to have a little bit of freedom, but we'll never have that freedom again. And really, to be honest about it, we never had freedom. And so many of us, when looking, we're going at the work every single day, we're going back and forth here and there, trying to believe in the fact that we have freedom, going everywhere and looking for freedom, knowing damn well that we will never find it. We have never found it because those in power are not going to allow us to have freedoms. They're not going to allow us to be free. We have always been slaves. It's just that now we're becoming more advanced level slaves. And it's not just the blacks, it's everybody now that's slaves now. Everybody's slaves. Everybody who's not making six figures of a paycheck, we're now slaves. So why are you going to go out there and celebrate a holiday that they hate now? Why do you think that Trump decided to have the military grade? Because on 4th of July, he's not celebrating that shit. Because Trump doesn't even honor 4th of July anymore. Because 4th of July represents freedom. And he's not giving anybody any more freedoms. So fuck 4th of July and it's mine. So why are you going to celebrate a holiday that has no more significance? Freedom is dead. We are no longer in the land of the free, the home of the brave. We are now in the land of the slaves, the home of the shamed. That's where we are. That's where we are. So I am telling everyone, if you want to go out to the movies or something like that, fine. But going out there and getting fireworks is a symbolization of freedom, which you do not have. You're going, well, I'm going to go and see the fireworks at the local event that's happening because some government city and states, they have little organized mass events, you know, you see the fireworks there. Why are you going and doing that when all of that is a symbolization of freedom, which you don't have? You don't have that. The 4th of July represents the Declaration of Independence. You don't even have independence anymore. You don't have that. Because your independence now relies on the pimple face, big face, the monkey face man in the office. That's where your independence relies on, and all of his monkey face zoo friends. So you have no independence. And if you do fall on 4th of July, you better be careful. Because I'm telling you, if you think sleeper cells is not a thing, think again. Sleeper cells is just another word for MK Ultra hired assassins who are under mind control, Delta mind control. And they're going to be out there because, believe it or not, the elite have turned 4th of July into being a ritual day. A ritual day. It wasn't initially intended to be a ritual day, as it was initially intended to be a day just for, you know, the significance of signing the Declaration of Independence. But that has long since been checked. So you all didn't know that. So a lot of you are, I'm pretty sure you all, we are all pretty sure, a lot of you all didn't even know that. But that's what, a lot of things happened on 4th of July by the elite. And the reason why is because the elite, even though they have the Capitol 4th in Washington, D.C., they hate that holiday. They hate that holiday because it is so far removed from what they believe in. I keep telling people, and we all keep telling people, the founding fathers, even though George Washington was a Freemason, yes, he was, but George Washington was also a Freemason who believed in the freedom of the people. This is what the Declaration of Independence was all about. It was about the freedom of the people. He was nothing like these Freemason elites that are around today. If the founding fathers were alive today to see what is happening in America, they would be, oh, livid. And so, even though they celebrate the Capitol 4th every year, that is only to give you slaves the illusion of freedom. That's all it is. Going back, just like, and I have to mention this because this is only the example I can mention, just like in the film centers when they sold them the juke joint and stack and smoke the, hey, we got our own juke joint, and I realizing they didn't get sold shit. All they got sold was their own annihilation. But see, it was the illusion of, hey, you all got the power, and you all give me the money, and that's how it is today. It's the illusion of, hey, you all have freedoms. Go out there and celebrate 4th of July. Hey, we're gonna celebrate it with you. Here's a Capitol 4th to make you think, hey, we're free. You're not. Because in all actuality, the government hates the 4th of July. They hate, and eventually that holiday's gonna go away. It's gonna go away. Especially a 47 as something that because he's already talking about we have too many holidays that people think, oh, we have to stop this. And so he's gonna start, the guy's gonna go away. And so they hate that holiday. The only reason why they bring forth celebrations on that holiday is to keep you all illusion with, hey, we're not in prison here on earth. We're not slaves. Now look, what we're able to do. So why are you celebrating an illusion of freedom, especially knowing that in these last several months, you've had one man take away so many things from you and still is taking away things. So why are you celebrating it by fireworks, going to the national fireworks or the local fireworks in your city or state? Why are you doing that? If anything, you should be protesting it, saying, no, we don't want no damn fireworks. We want our freedoms back. We want our women's rights back. We want this back. We want that back. So that's just a thought. But if you do go on the 4th, you have to be careful. Go out in pairs. Try to not go to places where there are large groups, because I'm telling you, anything goes on 4th of July, especially with this pimple face punk we got in office now. Anything goes. You have to really be careful. The people, we're telling you, when this wearable technology comes out, if you're smart, you won't get it because you can say all you want to when it does. Well, you won't be able to say because we won't be here. So I don't know if you'll be saying it too because we won't even be here to listen. But whoever's down here, you can tell them all you want to. Oh, I didn't get it. No, I just. But you'll be only fooling yourself because you'll know that you got it, and the universe will know that you got it. And when it comes time for you to be slaughtered, and you will be slaughtered, because when these gods coming back, they're not playing. When you are slaughtered, and you try to, when you enter the afterlife, and you try to escape the reincarnation trick, you're not going to be able to escape. It's going to be just like you have a chain around your waist, and you're going to get yanked right back into Mardu's clutches. You're not going to get away, and it will be all because you decided to get that wearable, to have groceries, to have cash, to work, to buy and or to sell, drive your car and all of that. So this is what we wanted to bring you. People who have to continue to believe and to follow the facts, the truth, and the knowledge on what I have presented to you is the facts, the truth, and the knowledge, which equals power that you all have within yourselves. Know it to be true. Peace, love, and peace, which equals power.